Every item is listed, planned, drawn out. Till it finishes at the main mass of wire injectors. All planned to the finest detail.
This is my wiring diagram for the engine management system. This is the one that would be supplied, but it's unsuitable for my requirements because the branches are the wrong length. So I've made my own. This is all laid out now, ready to have heat sleeving put over it, or dislodged through the heat sleeving. This is my wiring diagram with the dimensions on it. You can see how it differs in shape from the previous one. This is a schematic diagram showing all the components and where the wires go to and from. This is actually a wiring harness wire list. You've got the size of the wire, the actual number of the wire, the colour, where it goes to and where it goes from. And then this one is actually mine. I've got the wire number, where it goes to, where it goes from, and the colour and the actual length. This one, there's a wire number on every component and the wire colour underneath. And that's why there's 58. There'll be another 58 somewhere on here, which is there. Then it goes to 57. There'll be another 57 on here somewhere, which is there. And then that 33 will go somewhere else.
This is the frame, completely stripped, ready for painting. Little bit of work to do on the flywheel, engine and box, and it's a rebuild. Here are all the parts of the car stripped. It's alright, stored in our dining room. On each side,
Excuse me, miss. A TV presenter from Wales, and he's called Gethin Jones. Look at the underpants round up, you silly Billy! Boys, Robbie boys. Oh, the usual
Holes for these. This is the floor that goes on. We've got 100 or so captives on the chassis, and I've got to mark them all and drill them all. Some I can get at from below using a pointed bolt. Others I have to put a little bolt in, put the floor on and hammer it down.
are all built up now. A lot of parts anodised. Ventilation. Pipework sleeved and sewn up by Mum.
Modifying the wing, what I've got to do is, because the tyre comes up so far, make the arch, move the arch up. And the tyre is also going to start hitting around this area, so what I'm going to have to do is square that off, so when the tyre comes up all the way to there, inside the arch, it clears. Because I've cut the arch out, I've got to put another lip on, so at the moment I'm just going to tack that on there. It's rough, but I'll grind it off to the size required.
And there's an old steel wing for the other side.
When this is finished, it's going to be taken to the fiberglass people. A mould will be made from this, and then a fiberglass wing taken out of the mould. The chassis is now being powder coated. What I'm doing now is fitting the aluminium panels. They've all been made, but the holes haven't been drilled beforehand. So what I'm doing is drilling all these holes. The reason I didn't do it before was the chassis is being sandblasted, and I had to fill in thousands of holes to stop the chassis.
Now. Right.
Yeah, the chassis is done in gloss black, but I had to put a bit of protection on when I'm jumping in and out. All very neat,
Yep,
clean and tidy. Once the panels have been fitted, they'll all go away for powder coating in matte black.
Right. Right, the back body's now fitted.
What I've been doing is fitting all the inner wings, such as panels down here, this side, the inner wing panels.
Yep.
That hole is for the exhaust to go through.
Right.
Then you can see all my those brass things. These are all the floor panels, all being drilled and countersunk, so they flush when they're on underneath. These are called Clicos, trade name, or quick locks. They're like a temporary rivet. I can pop them all in the holes, and they hold the panel in, then I can pop them out again quickly and easily.
Tell me now.
This panel here is a shield for the exhaust. That's stuck out because I'm going to have some very thick heat insulation. I've now been powder coated, the chassis has been powder coated, and it's time to fit the panels to the chassis. First of all, I have a trial fit of everything just to make sure I know how to get them in, because they do fit, but quite difficult. So that's going to go in there. I'm going to have some silicone sealer, black, on it, and then I've got a couple of thousand rivets here, over £100 worth of rivets. Each one's worth more than 5p each, but they're stainless, very strong, won't rust or corrode, which is good.
Here's one of the panels. There's another. And some more.
I've also put all the wiring in. It's only in roughly at the moment. You can see the cable ties. Had to do that because I had to decide exactly what size clamps and how I was going to fix it to the chassis rail. So all the clamps have now been ordered. They should be here in the next couple of days. I can then fix the wiring in permanently. I'll also cover it with some of this protective coating to try and keep the heat away from it.
The petrol tank housing is now completely panelled and riveted.
I'll have a quick talk through this petrol. Oh, mind my panels. This is the fuel tank, quite special. I've got fuel in there. Little collector for any spillage with a little pipe. There's a sender. These two are fuel pump mountings. They're low pressure. They pump into a central tank in the middle, a smaller tank, where there's a high pressure pump. Will pump out of there. These are the cables for the 3 pumps. There's a fuel return and a breather. Around the petrol tank, I'm insulating it to keep the heat away from it because cool petrol is better for the engine. Got polystyrene that's going to fit into the void. The petrol tank sits up underneath, slides in and up. This is a petrol pipe, and it's Aeroquip braided hosing, and over the top we've put on some heat shield. It's fiberglass with a foil. Got my mother to stitch these up, and they're in lengths. They should add to the insulation again to keep the fuel cool as it